giant reptiles and venomous snakes. Just saying those words stirs a mix of awe and a shiver down the spine, right? These creatures have inspired myths, legends, and outright fears for centuries. But behind their scales, sharp fangs, and eerie silence, they hold secrets that are way more fascinating than anything Hollywood could dream up. Today, we're stepping into the wild, scaly world of giant reptiles and venomous snakes to explore what makes them some of nature's most captivating creatures. Let's start with the giants, literally. Imagine strolling through a dense jungle, the air thick with humidity, and spotting a Komodo dragon. These bad boys are the largest living lizards on the planet, stretching up to 10 feet long and weighing over 150 pounds. They're found exclusively in Indonesia, on a few islands that feel like time forgot them. But here's the kicker. Komodo dragons aren't just oversized lizards, they're apex predators. With a bite force strong enough to crush bone and a venomous cocktail in their saliva, these reptiles don't just rely on brute strength. They're strategic hunters. When they bite their prey, the venom slows the victim's blood clotting, leading to a slow bleed out. The dragon then follows its unlucky target, waiting patiently until it succumbs. Talk about nature's grim reaper, huh? Now, if Komodo dragons are the kings of stealth, their cousins, the green iguanas, are the chill surfers of the reptile world. Found basking in trees across Central and South America, these guys grow up to 6 feet long, with tails like whips. But they're not about confrontation. If threatened, they dive into rivers with Olympic-level grace. Because yes, they're also excellent swimmers. And while they don't have venom or a bone-crushing bite, they do have one trick up their scaly sleeves: the ability to regenerate their tails. Imagine losing a part of your body and just growing it back. Pretty wild, huh? Speaking of wild, let's pivot to pythons and anacondas, the undisputed heavyweight champs of the snake world. Pythons, like the famous reticulated python, are the longest, sometimes reaching 30 feet. Anacondas, on the other hand, are the bulkier cousins, holding the title for the heaviest snake, with some tipping the scales at over 500 pounds. Both are constrictors, meaning they don't use venom to subdue their prey. Instead, they wrap around it and squeeze tighter than your favorite pair of jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. Their prey? Anything from deer to caimans, and occasionally even larger animals. Fun fact: these snakes can go weeks or even months between meals. Can you imagine eating one gigantic meal and not feeling hungry for months? They've mastered intermittent fasting before it was trendy. Now, let's slither over to the other side of the reptilian coin, venomous snakes. These are the creatures that can strike fear with a single glance, but they're not the villains they're often made out to be. Venomous snakes are more like misunderstood chemists, using their potent concoctions for defense or to capture prey. Take the king cobra, for example. This elegant serpent is the longest venomous snake in the world, reaching up to 18 feet. Despite their reputation, king cobras are shy and would rather avoid humans. Their venom is incredibly powerful, targeting the nervous system and causing paralysis. But here's the twist: they can control how much venom they inject. It's like having a volume knob for their bites, and they save their strongest doses for threats or larger prey. Efficient, right? And then there's the black mamba, a snake whose name alone sends chills. Native to sub-Saharan Africa, black mambas are fast, like 12 miles per hour fast, and extremely venomous. Their venom contains neurotoxins that can shut down the nervous system in hours if untreated. But guess what? They're not out to get us. Like most snakes, they'd rather escape than engage. Most bites happen when humans accidentally step on or corner them. Now let's shine a light on a snake with a bit of an identity crisis, the rattlesnake. These pit vipers are like nature's alarm system, using their iconic rattle to warn predators or unsuspecting hikers. Their venom is hemotoxic, which means it targets blood and tissue. But most rattlesnakes would rather save their venom for hunting than waste it on a human. If you hear that chilling rattle, it's not a challenge. It's a polite, albeit terrifying, please back off. But snakes and giant reptiles aren't just fascinating for their size or venom. They've adapted to their environments in ways that make them ultimate survivors. Let's take the saltwater crocodile, the largest living reptile and one of the most dangerous. These beasts can grow over 20 feet long and weigh over 2,000 pounds. They've been around for millions of years and have outlived countless species, including the dinosaurs. Their secret, a mix of power and patience. Saltwater crocodiles are ambush predators, lying perfectly still, blending into their surroundings until the moment they strike. Their jaws are the strongest in the animal kingdom, capable of snapping bones with ease. But despite their fearsome reputation, they're not mindless killers. These crocodiles are incredibly territorial and will only attack when they feel threatened or if someone strays too close to their nests. Now let's talk about one of the most bizarre yet incredible adaptations in the reptile world. Venom that saves lives. Yep, you heard that right. The venom of some snakes is being studied for medical breakthroughs. The proteins in snake venom can be used to develop treatments for heart attacks, strokes, and even chronic pain. Who would have thought that something so deadly could also be life-saving? But the story of these creatures isn't all sunshine and jungle treks. Many of them are under threat. Habitat destruction, illegal wildlife trade, and climate change are pushing species like the Komodo dragon and king cobra to the brink. And while snakes and reptiles might not be as cuddly as pandas or as majestic as tigers, they play crucial roles in their ecosystems. They keep rodent populations in check, which in turn protects crops and prevents the spread of diseases. So, what can we do to help? For starters, education is key. The more we understand these animals, the less we fear them, and the more we're likely to protect them. Support wildlife conservation organizations that focus on preserving habitats and combating illegal trade. And next time you hear about a venomous snake or a giant lizard, remember, they're not monsters. They're survivors, beautifully adapted to their worlds, and deserving of our respect. The world of giant reptiles and venomous snakes is as thrilling as it is humbling. These creatures remind us of nature's ingenuity, resilience, and sometimes its sheer audacity. Whether it's the silent glide of a python, the swift strike of a mamba, or the lazy yawn of a Komodo dragon basking in the sun, they all have a story to tell. And lucky for us, the adventure of discovering them never ends.